Hello, welcome everybody to today's video. I'm super excited to share my proven framework to help you build a consistent and stable business. Hi, my name is Amanda. After working with a dozen small businesses, I've been able to share and see behind the scenes what they're really doing to create more income and to grow a stable business. So that way you can also take this exact same framework and implement it into your own business. My clients have gone from zero to $30,000 a month, and I'm excited to share you how they did this. Many businesses struggle with a feast and famine cycle, and this can affect things like planning, hiring, and of course, growing. And this is why I wanted to make this video today, to use this framework so that way you can make sure that you have consistent leads, have consistent sales come in instead of just one month having making all your goals in the next month not so much. So if you're ready to learn the strategies, you're going to want to make sure to take out a pen and paper. So let's dive in. Hello, I'm super excited to be here. So in today's video, let's get started. Um, Number one, we're going to want to make sure to do our market research and understand who our target audience is, and also with that, what our offers are. So we want to make sure that we write out literally what our offers are and who those target audiences um, are for that specific offer. So the main thing I always like to talk about this is like, you have a brand message, but then you also have a marketing message, and then you have an offer message. The brand is, what's your vision, your values, and the marketing message is going to change depending on the offers, but they overall kind of have like a similar approach. Like, for instance, if you're into holistic medicine, your all your offers are going to be like holistic, but then each offer is going to be different, right? Like, one of them is probably going to be like a call that new people can book with you, or a program, so that's something to keep in mind. The biggest thing is to make sure that you're understanding their pain points, fears, and what they're struggling with. Like, what are they afraid with? I think fears, pains, and goals is like a better way to say it. But you really want to write this down. You can literally go into ChatGPT and find out what their fears, pains, and goals are. And this is going to help you understand, like, when you're actually talking to them in phone conversations or in your marketing, things like that. And this is also going to help you if you outsource as well. So that way everybody's on the same page. You also want to know, what are their buying habits? So basically, are they going on um, Instagram ads, or are they searching for content on YouTube? This is going to be really dependent on this kind of general information, but it's really going to depend on your type of business. I can tell you, I feel like um, most of my clients are already using YouTube, and this is why I'm creating YouTube videos. But um, basically, using a story about myself is like, I recently bought what is it called, like a good notes cheat sheet, not like a cheat sheet, what is it, a template, and on Etsy. And I was in between two different ones, and one of the digital products, they had a YouTube channel. So it was super cool to see them explain it and things like that. So, and this really, I think, helps with the trust process when people are spending, money. Even like, it was only like a $20 product, but I was just like not sure. So you really want to make sure, like, when you're doing market research, that you understand that these people are also doing market research based on your product and service. So make sure to definitely keep this in your mind. Another way to do this is just to interview past clients and offer, a gift card or something like that. This is going to be really key, so that way you're using their insights to in your marketing and in your stories, and you can include this in your website, social media, and everything like that. So definitely take time to do your market research. Understand, where do they get their information from? YouTube, since social media. um, what is their decision making process like? For instance, like, I literally went on YouTube to understand which template was going to be better suited for me. And sure enough, that one was on there, one of the ones I was going to buy. And that's why I purchased it. Um, and this is going to be a big thing, especially for when they're making their decisions to what to buy. So when you're doing market research, you have to think like them too, you know? So what are they going to be researching for when they're looking for your product? So this is the stuff that you want to include in your marketing strategy. I hope that makes sense, but if not, let me know and I can clear that up. Number two, I'm super excited for this because I felt like this has been a really key thing in my success online as a freelancer. So, number two is going to be the positioning. So, I feel like everybody has seen this. If you've been marketing for a while, it's basically, I help achieve blank by providing blank. So you really want to have like a positioning of something. So for instance, if you're a realtor, I help my clients buy and sell homes. I feel like everybody has that, right? So you want to make sure that it's unique to you. For instance, I help my clients buy and sell homes while wearing Converse shoes. That is like super memorable because if they also like Converse, they're going to want to work with you. So make sure that your positioning is really unique and on brand. Um, I think the biggest thing is it clear and is it compelling? So I feel like everybody has seen this already, but um, like if you go and on look at your competitors, you can kind of see how they're positioning their products and services as well. This is going to probably really help you, but I think the ultimate thing is to be very intentional about how you want to stand out and play into your authenticity too of like who you are and stuff. So this is going to be able to help with your messaging, create a catchy slogan. It's clear and people can understand if your service is really for them. So for instance, that example about the real estate agent, they're going to be able to know right away if you're the right agent for them. So make sure to keep this in mind. Number three, I'm super excited about this. I know I say that about all of them, but I really feel like so many businesses ignore this, and it just breaks my heart every time when I hear this. And I understand that you're one person show majority of the time, especially if you're watching this. But I just think that this is really, really important. And it's something that I feel like I've always wanted to help clients with. And I think, like when I was offering social media services, I just felt like a lot of times people relied on that service, but then there's so much more that their marketing was lacking. And so this is why they were not seeing the results that they wanted. So, number three is multi channel marketing. Stability is super important, and you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, is what I wrote down. And so, what this means is, I feel like you've probably heard this on podcasts and stuff like that. But basically, owned media, earned media, and paid media. What does that mean? Earned media is having a percentage of your marketing, like focusing on this. So, owned media is your website, your blog, your email list, social media, and your new YouTube channel, like this one. So, basically, it's anything that you own. Um, and this is why it's really important. I think a lot of people they focus on their social media and then they don't really have anywhere to send them or anything like that, or they're not getting other media attention. So for instance, earned media is like PR, getting collaborations, doing podcast interviews, reviews, testimonials, and it's word of mouth referrals. So basically, I feel like a lot of businesses are either not focusing on this or um they just do a little bit at a time. So I would focus on like different quarters. If you're barely starting out, focus on one quarter on like building your website and your blog or hiring somebody to do that, right? Or creating an email list. Um, creating social media, having a YouTube channel, I think it's going to be really, really important, especially going forward in the next few years. But yeah, earned media, I have had really good success with this. I think the reason why it's important also to do earned media is because of SEO purposes too. So, for instance, I've been on interviews on a podcast, and if people search up my name or something, they can find that podcast and then they can listen to my voice. So that is going to be really, really key. And like I said, you don't have to do this all at once. Like, focus on each quarter, like having your own goals and your marketing strategy. Then the last one is paid media. This is things like, advertising, retargeting campaigns, sponsored content, traditional advertising. So I actually just got a message from somebody to be on their magazine, which is really exciting, but then I also have to pay. And so that's where, I was asking questions like, who is the magazine for and who else is going to be on there and things like that. And so this is why I say paid media. I think that especially with social media, I think everybody has kind of put it into their mind of like why it's important to do that, because um paid media is a big part of social media now. Like they want you to have organic, but then they also want it to have paid. And this is especially true for like businesses. If you want a stable business to be growing consistently, even while you're not posting content, paid media is going to be a huge part. And that's why I've been doing things like paid media audits, marketing intensives, which is I'm offering it right now too. And so, yeah, I think that just a multi channel marketing approach is something that a lot of people need to consider if you're thinking about long term, like own media, earn media, paid media. So you can basically break this down for each quarter, or you can hire somebody to do this for you. And so this is something that's going to be really, really beneficial. So you can have a consistent leads, revenue, and traffic. Number four, retention and loyalty subscriptions. So one of the things that I have noticed for me personally, I've been trying to get really good at this. If you pay attention to my Instagram, I haven't really posted as many reels this past like 3 months. Compared to the last few years. And the biggest reason why is because I just feel like I want to make things more simple on myself. And I'm also trying to help clients in a way that I'm focusing on the clients that I've already worked with. So basically, having things like making sure that you're creating a package for clients who might need help, creating packages. Like, for instance, let me give you just a simple story. One of my clients, I did a brand strategy session with her a few years ago, and then I've kept in touch with her for a really long time. She's always asked me questions and things like that. And then she reached out for a Pinterest account setup, which was super exciting. And I think that is exactly what I wanted. That's why I created different offers. And if people knew me and well enough and they actually wanted to work with me, they would reach out, or they could even reach out and I would direct them to another marketing person that's in my network and that they might need to, ask or hire out. So start by looking at your numbers. Um, I would also start thinking like, what is it that the next step that they need? For instance, if you're a course creator and then they buy one course, can you offer them something else? For instance, if you're a health coach and if you are offering them, um, something about eating healthy, can you offer them another recipe book? Can you offer them a program where you're there, and they can ask you questions and things like that, like a membership of like support and stuff like that, like a Slack channel or something like that? Or if you don't want to do that, you could either do um like 1 month or one session a month where you go on live and they can ask you any questions that they want. This is going to be really, really key. It really depends on your specific business, so I feel like I can give you different examples, but just starting a loyalty program or something where, if you think about it, like your target audience, what's the next course of action? that they need after buying your service or your course or anything like that. Um, that's going to be really key so that way they can keep working with you. And then you're not going to have to look for more clients, right? Because you're just serving those ones. So before I go ahead and tell you the last piece, I want to shout out and just make sure that you know that I'm also offering marketing intensives. These are one on one. I might change this in the future, so don't bet on this like forever. Especially if you're watching this video after I post, like a long time after I post. But yeah, so marketing intensives, you can book these. I'll have a link below that you can go ahead and book. And then I also am offering email power automation days. So if you want to set up a new email automation, but you don't have time to do it, I can do that whole setup for you. I think the biggest thing with this is basically you just want it done for you. Email copy setup and tech support. And then the other one is basically email content calendars. I'm calling it social media growth plan. So if you are a business and you hate going on social media and you want support, definitely feel free to reach out because this is going to be a short-term thing as well. And I'm also offering a special discount if you book before the 31st of March. So definitely make sure to um, get on that because the price is going to go up. And the last thing that I want to talk about is just data. Making sure that you have the data that you need to know how stable and reliable your marketing strategy is. What I mean by this is basically if you run ads, looking at the data, what is it telling you? Are people interested in your freebie? Um, are they purchasing? If you have a low ticket offer and then you have a higher ticket offer, if they're not purchasing, what does that data tell you? If they are purchasing, what is that telling you? So looking at your numbers, looking at your website, looking at your email marketing, what are the emails that are getting open and what are the emails that are not getting open? That can tell you a lot. Are people replying to your emails? Like what are they replying? Like do they want more information? Um, Knowing the data is going to be really, really, really important. And this is why I say, like, look into doing earned, owned, and paid media because this is going to help you get an overall better engagement and leads and sales. But it's also going to be helping you so that way you know what other offers to create for your business so it can be more stable. Okay, so last but not least, I'm going to be putting up on the screen right here just a 30, I'm going to put actually 90-day blueprint to get all of this done. Of course it's going to be super generic, so take what you need and then just start implementing that. It's just kind of like an action plan that you can implement for yourself. So, and the other thing that I want to talk about is just basically, I think the reason why marketing, like, I think that's probably going to be the most controversial maybe for some people, especially if you're solo based businesses. Not so much if you're a big business, but I think the biggest thing that I see is making decisions based on not enough data, neglecting existing customers while chasing new ones, and trying to be everywhere at once, focusing on 2 to 3 channels first. So that's why I say you don't have to do everything at once, but try doing different marketing strategies in different quarters. Like maybe this quarter you're running ads, next quarter you're not going to be running ads because you're going to be serving those clients. And then, for instance, this quarter you might focus more so on owned media instead of doing earned media like podcast interviews and things like that. So you have to really look at your energy levels, see what you can do, see what you can't do, outsource what you can. And this is going to be the overall best strategy. Neglecting existing customers while chasing new ones. This is something that I've really prioritized in my business, always reaching out to past clients, like even if they never worked with me, reaching out to them and sending them offers, and like, allowing them to come into um my side of the table, so that way they can see more information about what it is I'm teaching people. And then the other thing is making decisions based on insufficient data. Just basically, um not looking at the data is really important. It's like, it you have to do that. You have to look at the data, like who is opening your emails, what emails are they opening, and what emails are they not opening. This tells you a lot. And then the other thing is changing strategies before giving them time to work. So I think this is something that um it's really going to be dependent on you. You have to be able to give your strategies time to work. If you're doing podcast interviews, that is going to take a while, but it's super beneficial because it adds a credibility to you, and it also helps you sound more like an authority figure. And so this is something that you have to take in consideration, right? Paid media, it might be very beneficial, but you're also spending money. So where are you going to allocate? What kind of lead magnet are you going to run? What kind of offer are you sending them? So to close this video out, I have seen so many businesses use this exact framework for their marketing strategy to bring in consistent leads and sales. And I would even challenge you to go ahead and look at the big brands as well, that you follow, that you enjoy. Like, how many of them are focusing on paid media? And I'm pretty sure they're doing it only certain times during a big launch, or during a small launch where they're just trying to grow their email list, right? Look at other people's strategies. Don't take my word for this. Look and see what other people are doing. Are they doing earned media? Are they doing paid media? And like, also depends on what stage of business they're at too. But this is going to really help you drive more leads, sales, and growth. I think the biggest thing that I would say is basically, if you are dialed in on only one thing, you need to take in consideration that your results are gonna be different from somebody else. For instance, I've seen some realtors who will only rely on referral marketing, and then they're like, oh, okay, like some months are better than others. And they're like, you know what, I need to start a YouTube channel, I need to start releasing videos, or I need to start doing paid media. So take all this, it depends on your stage and where you're at. With that being said, I am offering marketing intensives, and this is going to be one-on-one. So if you want to create an action plan, 90-day action plan, and go over, if you want me to go over this with you, so that way you don't have to like go out and do this by yourself, feel free to book that as well. I'm going to have the link below. And then also, I will have more information like freebies and stuff like that that you can get, if you want to go that route too. But with that being said, thank you so much, and please feel free to reach out on my Instagram DMs if you have any questions.